If you wanna stay with me, if you wanna try, maybe you could be with me, but only for the night. And I need the window, baby, leave my key outside the door. We don't need to tell nobody, but I think I'm ready to only for the night. If you wanna stay with me, if you wanna try, maybe you could be with me, but only for the night. And I need the window open, baby, leave my key outside the door. We don't need.
Yeah, go. Hey, welcome to the live show at 12:45, where we watch the eBay auctions end, and hopefully there's snipes that happen that make us real money. We'll see what ends up happening today. We got a lot of mini systems going up for sale today, which is a little bit different. I haven't been doing a lot of hardware for a while. I've been mainly just focusing on the games. We do have some games up for auction as well, but yeah, it should be interesting, I think. We'll see what ends up happening here. The day is young. So what do we got? We have, first of all, I better start out with our sponsor. Thank you, Mr. Nissan. You're very helpful. We're having a Coors Light Tall Boy today. So that's 16 ounces. Let's see if I can get the sound here. Oh, yeah. It's basically summer in Minnesota already. My wife says she can hear my chair squeak. Got a WD-40 it, apparently. It tastes nice. It tastes real nice. There's nothing wrong with a light beer. You know, you can just drink it. You can feel comfortable. You can be satisfied. All the good stuff all at one time. So, anyway. Yeah, I sent out some messages about the show starting up. Lots of times I get a little bit of feedback. I don't see my buddy Nate. He didn't get to respond. Michael Lamont didn't get to respond either. So maybe we're going to have a low count today. But regardless, the eBay auctions are still happening. And we will see what happens. So, yeah, it's getting nice out. Today it's not so bad. Before I show off a little computer thing I've been working on, so I have the camera set up a little bit differently in the very moment here. I got to share that I'm really liking a show right now. It's called Righteous Gemstones. And I can't express how funny I think it is. And a shame that it's already starting season 4 and I never really gave it a shot. And yeah, I finished season 1 already. And the writing on it is fantastic. So thank you, Righteous Gemstones. That does taste good. All right, well, I want to show off a little bit of the PC thing I've been working on. So last week I showed just a couple minutes of it. I've come a long way in making it look prettier, we'll say. And the functionality of it's coming together nice too. I've also cloned one of them. Made it for my cousin who happened to be able to get the computers for me. And so I'll be mailing it to him too. But he's going on a vacation here. So I'll wait a week before I mail it to him. Let's just take a little peek at it, shall we? HDMI capture. Got to wake it up a little bit here. It's got little music going in the background. And so yeah, so what do we have on here? So it's got like an all games category, right? Favorites, where you can put your favorite games in. MAME, which is the general arcade, right? So if you go in here, we got a nice looking menu system, description of the games. You can scroll through it pretty quick, actually. Or if you really want to go fast, you can like hold the trigger down. But being it's on a solid state, this puppy just flies through things. It's wonderful. A lot of people will buy these little Android computers and run them that way, but this thing is an i7 and it is nice. It's working very well. So let's just see here. Like if we came up to classic game The Simpsons, right? Let's hit the button. Nice little splash screen set up there. And here we go. Just like the Real Arcade, folks. It's running the Real Arcade ROM. Alright, let's put some credits in, huh? Have it set to the 2-player version, so then you can actually pick your character. This game brings back memories of being at the movie theater in the mall. Of all places, right? Doesn't it run nice? It looks nice and pretty, right? So, yeah, you can sit here and you play. Yada, 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 yada. Alright. But then you can exit nice and smooth, nice and quick. And then we're still in the arcade section, okay? Now we move out, and this is basically Neo Geo arcade. So if you think of Neo Geo games, like, trying to think of a good one. I can't think of the word. I'm gonna come up on it here soon, though. Look at all these games. Metal Slugs, right? So look at that artwork. Isn't this beautiful? I put this together here. Batocera is a nice system to work with. They do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. Atari 2600. Yeah, baby. We got the Atari Jaguar. It's running real nice. This is running through Linux, not Windows technically, so it's quite pretty, really. And then I put the Commodore 64 in, the PC Engine, which is TurboGrafx 16, the Nintendo Entertainment System. And you can see, there you go, all these fun games that we've been selling on the channel here are all available to be played. The Super Nintendo section just looks fantastic. And we got Nintendo 64, of course, right? Cruis'n USA, Diddy Kong. And GameCube, believe it or not. So we got the Metroid. This is all running full speed. So it is slick as snot. Oh, Mr. Lamont is back! I referenced you at the very beginning of the show, actually. And I got the Game Boy Advance on here. Look how nice this menu system we put together, huh? The Wii plays full speed and very well. Let's just get a quick look at Mario Kart booting up here. How about that? I am so impressed with this setup. You can even Bluetooth in the real Wii sticks, and it will work as long as you buy one of those battery-operated bars for the top of your TV. So, pretty flippin' sweet. Lamont, where have you been? So actually I've been playing this a fair amount because I really enjoy this game. Just take a second and enjoy how good the Wii actually looks when you crank up the resolution, because I'm running this, I think, at 3x resolution. Let's see here. Let's start the first one here quick. Just play for a few seconds while we get ready for these auctions to start up. Look at that. Nice and smooth. Beautiful graphics. All the little me characters. Cha-cha-cha. Alright, let's take a look here. Gotta be Toad, right? Look at me go. Oh, that's the different button. There we go. I gotta get my power slide on, right? God, this runs good. And you can hook up as many controllers as you want. Can hold the banana behind my back. Such a fun game. But then when you're done, you just exit right out and you go right back to the menu again. And you're like, oh, I want to play this game or that game or whatever, right? Then we go into 3DO. I only threw 3 3DO games on here for now. I'm limited on space right now because of the drives these come with are 240 gig. So I could only put so many games on it. But I got all the Master System collection. This is Sega Genesis, Sega CD, Sega Saturn, Dreamcast. Oh. Yeah, banana was sticking out. You're right. Just like in Righteous Gemstones. There's a lot of bananas sticking on that show. Naomi. This is a fun arcade thing to emulate. Because it is so like crazy game. So I went through and played every one to make sure they all work. And are compatible enough with the controller. Because some of them literally are like a game that you play soccer where you kick a real soccer ball in the arcade. Or jump on a real trampoline. Or Samba de Amigo, for instance, where you play with maracas. Just not an option. So I put a handful of PlayStation good games in here. PlayStation 1. And then we got PS2. Runs just perfect, including SSX Tricky. One of my favorite games of all time. Hit and Run. What do we also got? Burnouts. Call of Duties. Crash Bandicoot Racing and normal game Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry 3. Look at that. Just God of Wars. And then we're running that at 3x resolution too. So they look really good. And then PSP is a real sleeper in emulation because it does a real nice job. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys here. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this system down. And I got to move my computer screen around a little bit so that, excuse my reach, I can get back to normal viewing mode. I know you guys are very, very interested in that. Bear with me here. I'll pull it up there. And we got to start talking about what we're actually doing today, right? Jeez. All right, so what do we have up for auction today? We have Gunboat for TurboGrafx 6. Well, I'd start at the bottom here. And this was refreshed, I don't know, 15 minutes ago or so. So we got Nintendo Entertainment System, the Mini Classic, that had been modded with a bunch of games on it. And then we have the PGA Tour Golf, complete in box for the Game Gear. We have Kirby's Adventure for Nintendo. And we have the Sony PlayStation Classic Mini for $36. We have the Sega Genesis Mini that has the 40 games on it for $79. And then we have the Super Nintendo lot of 5 games sitting really low. That was relisted because the last guy couldn't pay because he said he overdrawn his account. The TurboGrafx the Commodore 64 Mini is sitting ridiculously low at $13, brand new sealed. Castlevania 3 at $33. Bust a Move with box for $10.50. Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest $3.25. Tito came out and said he actually likes that game quite a bit. Then we have the Streets of Rage 2 complete in box for $29. Earthworm Jim for the Sega Genesis loose cartridge for $12.50. Resident Evil 4 for the GameCube at $11.50. We got the Gunboat for TurboGrafx 16 pulled down from the buy it now, sitting at $21. So, folks, we have room to grow, let me tell you. So look at that. Well, PGA Tours already has gone up $2 since it started. So yeah, there we go. That's what we got. And we're getting to 2 minutes and 20 seconds for the first, another rapid fire auction day. So cheers. Should be fun. Tastes nice. Tastes real nice. All right. So if we look at here, I'm going to tell you guys a little story about a situation I had over the weekend with a game. I had sold a game for a relatively high price, about $130. Just buy it now. And the gentleman had asked me to take a couple extra pictures of it before he purchased it because my picture was kind of casting a shadow and he wanted to make sure it wasn't like a discoloration on the game. So I did, and he thanked me, and then a couple of days later he bought it and paid. So I shipped it right away. Like I tried to ship everything really fast. And then late at night, he messaged me about 12:30 a.m. our time. And he had said, I had mentioned that the game came with the manual in the description, but there's no manual with it. And I'm like, oh, what? Because I did a video, it said no manual, and I, took pictures, there's no manual. And I'm like, oh, I look at it, and sure enough, I use the AI feature in eBay. And when you use the AI feature, sometimes it fills in some weird things that aren't correct. And it's my fault. I didn't proofread it well enough, and I felt just terrible. So at 2:30 in the morning, I write him back and said, hey, I'm really sorry. I used the AI feature, yada, yada, kind of like I described it. I feel bad. I can give you two options. I felt like it sold at the right price because I priced it according to the guide, and you purchased it for loose without a manual. But I'm willing to give you $20 back, or if you want me to send you a shipping label, I can do that and you can return it. No questions asked. And he came back at 10:30 the next morning and basically said, no, I'm happy with my purchase. I just wondered if there's something weird going on. I'm like, oh, okay. He goes, you don't need to send me any money or anything. And I go, what a nice guy. All right, we are in Snipe Land at $9.50, 10 seconds ago, and 8101. Come on, let's see anything happen here. Anything. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We started out cold. Well, that's no way to start the show. Well, 950 we got for the golf game and 8101 for the NES Classic. So there you go. That's what happened. All right, Kirby's Adventure was at 1850. It's still at 1850. So hopefully we get a little more action on that. Maybe it's just too nice outside today, right? And the PlayStation's up to 4601. That jumped up a little bit. So that's good. We need everything we can get, folks. Always, the more the merrier, right? It's nice enough that you could almost have a beer outside right now. Oh, I think Kirby just went up from 1850 to 21. We got 2 minutes to go yet, though. So that is pretty sweet. But yeah, anyway, I was talking about the Righteous Gemstones. You need to watch that show. It is so good. Oh, 2150. Look at that. Kirby just keeps going up. Gotta love that Kirby vacuum. The show, I don't know how to describe it. It's pretty dirty to an extent, like the comedy in it, but the cast is just fantastic. They do such a good job. So anyway, yeah, definitely worth watching. But yeah, these PCs that I got from my cousin, I just showed you a little bit of the emulation I'm running on them. I'm going to pile these things in arcades, and in my own arcades, I should say, and redoing them. So I've been working on a Ridge Racer arcade 1-up that had already significantly modded, and I put one of these in there already, and I'm running some very high-end racing games, and I'm really happy with it. It's even picking up the rumble that I added to the steering wheel. Now granted, it's not force feedback this way, but it rumbles. So, yeah, it feels pretty good, like on a Sega Rally and things like that. And I'm emulating like the Sega Rally from the arcade and Sega Rally 2 from the arcade, getting a little bit of graphic glitches on number 2. But, yeah, I mean, it's been kind of fun messing around with. Oh, PlayStation just went up to 49. We're getting close to snipe time. Oh, look at 51, 53. We got people going crazy with the bids right now. 55, 57. All right, here we're in Snipe Land now. Watch, it won't go up anymore. Oh, 59. We got an official snipe already. Gotta get ready for a snipe video, right? 63. 65, 67. Kirby's going up 22. 67, 68. They are going up all over. Okay, they ended. All right, I think that's worth a saxophone. That was some good stuff there, folks. Nice little climb there at the end. I am not going to complain about that, especially after the first round. So, because we went from 36 up to the 68. That's the whole tab for me at the Big Dog tonight. All right, so Sega Genesis was sitting at 79, still sitting at 79. And the Super Nintendo lot of 5 games is at 550. And it's still at 550. So we'll see what happens here. Maybe the Genesis will climb like the PlayStation did. I'm going to get the snipe video category ready. I don't know which one. I don't know which one to pick from. I know these videos get repetitive, but the show is repetitive in nature. So it kind of is what it is, right? Yeah. So yeah, those Super Nintendo games, they look kind of dirty in their own way. But it is what it is. We did pick up. We have 94 subscribers on the channel now. 96 subscribers. 4 more, and we get to be triple digits. Which, this is never going to be a channel on YouTube that pays me a dime. But the bigger customer base I get, the more attention I get to the eBay auction. So obviously want to grow that number as much as I can. So kind of exciting. If we hit triple digits, we'll see. Sometimes when I post a lot of videos in a day, like I usually post most of my videos on Tuesdays, I'll tend to lose some subscribers because they're like, why the hell this guy just posts 18 videos in the last hour? It gets to be, oh, now the phone's going crazy. eBay, when you have a lot of auctions ending around the same time, the app can't keep up. It just starts acting weird. And you only get like a very few of the notifications. So it's making my watch go crazy right now. The PlayStation keeps going up, it says. That's stupid. All right, so we're getting down to Snipe Land here. We're at the $79 and $5.50. 20 seconds to go. $79 and $5.50. Let's hope something good happens here, huh? 10 seconds, no movement. Oh, weird. The Super Nintendo one's like ahead. $5.50 and $79. Oh, we got a $9 on the Super Nintendo. And nothing else on the other one. So, that was...
Wow!
Yes, folks. Wow. All right, let's move on. Now, this one's sitting way too low. The Commodore 64 at $13. Let's see what it's at right now. Still at $13. We need some mega movement on that thing. Mega movement. And we got Castlevania 3 that started at 33, still at 33. All right. Well, that Commodore 64, it's actually kind of cool because the keyboard doesn't function on it. It's more for looks, but you can plug a keyboard into it, I guess. And you can program in BASIC on the thing, which it's unique. You could make some of your own games in theory. So I think that's kind of cool in itself. Any of these mini systems can be hacked, though. You can like play PlayStation on the Nintendo. You could do just about anything. So, usually makes for a pretty good time messing around with these things. Because one of my PlayStation Minis I did mod, and I put a bunch of PlayStation games on it. But then I realized it wasn't like pushing them to be better than they were before in a way. And then you're sitting there playing it without analog sticks. So, yeah, it just wasn't the best mod. But you could put like Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, all the other good stuff on them if you really wanted to too. So, kind of makes things interesting. We do have 17 watchers on this on the Commodore. So I feel like we're going to get a snipe in here. And because this is sitting awfully low. And the Castlevania 3, that's a pretty sweet game. But it is sitting at $33, which is, a decent amount of money for a single Nintendo classic game, right? But yeah, part of this big, lot that I got from that individual had quite a few of the mini consoles in it. Well, some of them are empty boxes, like the Super Nintendo one's an empty box, which is great. I guess I could sell the empty box. Ironically, that probably will go for like $10. But disappointed to see it wasn't in there. But the Nintendo was. It just needed some cleaning up. And it worked, which is important, right? We're getting close to Snipe Land here. Or 25 seconds. Let's get down to that 20 where we count it as a snipe. All right, 20 seconds. We're at $13 and $33. What's going to happen here? Come on, C64. I believe in you. You can do something here. Wouldn't mind to see the Nintendo one go up as well. Anything is good, right? Cover that tab. Food's expensive. 5 seconds. We're at 50 cents on the Commodore. Oh, 34! Woo, that was a nice little jump there at the end. Still really good price for that, though. So that's kind of cool. Let's. Yes, folks, that was a snipe. All right, whoops. What do we have next? We have the Bust-A-Movin' box was at $10.50, still at $10.50. Yesterday I was getting bids like crazy. My watch is just going nuts. And then we got the Castlevania 2 sitting at $3.25. Yikes. That's cheap. But it is Simon's Quest. It's a much different style. Has more of an RGB feel to it, which is good and bad in some people's eyes, I'm sure. And the Bust-A-Move does come with the box, but no manual, and there is label damage, as can see seen in the photos. Like, look at the back. Yikes. The top. Ugh. But the game's worth actually some money. But you gotta sell it, even if it's damaged, because some people really like that game. Me, as a colorblind individual, do not enjoy Bust-A-Move. I like the concept of the game, but I don't like to have to sit there and stare at the circles and tell the difference by what they look like. I can't tell the color on a few of them. And so I make mistakes, and then you get really mad. It's kind of like, the feeling is like when you put down a Tetris block, one to the left or it was supposed to be, and you sit and stare at it and go, I just screwed myself over. I do that all the time in that game because the colors just mess with me. But what do you do? What do you do? So where are you? Boy, this show's going to be pretty short today. We only have 2 more sets of auctions after this, and we're done. We're already under a minute in this one, so. Then it's off to shipping land for me. I'm hoping I don't have to combine packaging on mini consoles because those are bigger boxes. It might get kind of confusing here, but we'll see what happens. Pretty easy to combine shipping with actual cartridges or CDs because they're small and you can kind of weasel them into the same box. Oh, I'm drinking just Coors Light. A tall boy of it. It's basically summertime here, Nate. We're down here in the South, you know. All right, snipe time. $10.50, $3.25. $10.50, $3.25. This is going to be epic. $10.50 and $3.25. Here we go. We got 5 seconds to go. Is there going to be any movement? Is there? Isn't there? Oh, we got like a little bit. We got $1. $1. Yay. That was pretty rough, guys. I'm not going to lie. That one was a little bit rough. And we picked up $1 on that. All right, Streets of Rage 2. We started the show at $29. It's up to $33.05. And this is the not for resale version. We got Earthworm Jim as a loose cartridge at $12.50 still as well, too. So, is this Earthworm Jim 2 or 1? Oh, it's just 1. Sorry, I called it 2, didn't I? So that's sitting at $12.50. Loose cartridge. Yes, it is a classic, Nate. And Nate, you should rewind and watch the beginning of this video if you came in late because I did show off the new emulator box. And it will work. Yours might even work a hair better if we end up implementing it to yours on your box you already have. And I did put Halo on a different one and it ran perfectly fine. And your other game, that Rally Sport, as well too. So good news for you, buddy. Good news. But yeah, so we're sitting here. We're looking at 2 games that are decently priced. The Streets of Rage 2, not for resale. A guy reached out to me after 2 days of being on auction, and I think it was sitting at like $6.50 or something. And he goes, "Tell you what, I'll give you $20 all in. You cover the shipping." And I said, well, this isn't set for offers. I have it set not to take offers, but feel free to bid, and I hope you win. Thank you. I just love people. So sometimes the shipping can be expensive, matters where you're shipping to. I screwed up and said free shipping on something once, and then guess what? They're in Puerto Rico. And the thing weighed 15 pounds. That was a nightmare. I ended up paying more for the shipping than I got for the whole auction. Anyway, that was a dumb move. That was several years ago before I started doing this more mainstream, but yeah, so we just got a bid here on the Streets of Rage. We're up to $36. Oh, and a movement on the Earthworm Jim as well. Look at that. Look how many watchers are on the Streets of Rage. 35. That's a lot for a video game, in my opinion. 35 watchers. It's pretty hefty. So people are interested in that one. Still waiting on my federal tax return to come in, making me sweat a little bit here. But I checked, it still said it was processing. All right, we're down to 20 seconds. All right, snipe time here. 36 and 1450. 36 and 1450. We got a lot of watchers on that Streets of Rage. 36, 1450. Come on, baby. 36, 1450. 5 seconds to go. Things, 37. We got a little snipe there of $1. Wow, we are just crushing it today with these snipes, aren't we? Yes, folks. Wow. Wowee. Resident Evil 4, we started the show at $11.50. It's up to $14. That's good news, I guess. And Gunboat is still at just $21. And it went up another $1 since we started the show. Gunboat and Resident Evil both have a lot of watchers at 27 and 24. But, as we just saw, a lot of watchers don't mean a whole lot sometimes. So, we'll see. The Gunboat's a pretty rare game for the TurboGrafx, so we'll see what happens here. We will see. But, yeah, so I have a situation that I'm not sure how. I try to Google this, and I'm not really getting good answers. Maybe I'll talk to my neighbor, Scott. He seems to know a lot about this stuff. But there's an individual that won last week that is able to set an auto payment for over a week out. And it says that he's still shopping. Well, eBay's terms is you have to pay in 4 days, and if they don't pay in 4 days, I can cancel the order. And I'm not going to get in habit of holding, because I only sell really once a week, of holding games for people to hope that they can maybe win another game next week and then ship it together. No, I'm going to make mistakes, and that's not the way I'm running it. So I'll let it go this week, but at 3 days, I'm going to start pinging these people that have this listed, that if you don't pay within 24 hours, we're going to be canceling this auction. I do apologize, but it's not the logistics nightmare I want to deal with here, and I'm not open myself up to making a mistake, because I put the auctions by week in different areas, shelves essentially. So no, they're not like they're barcoded when I have them in the package. So, yeah. It's a new feature eBay put out not long ago, and they only released it to so many people. And I think it doesn't do the seller any good at all, in my opinion. All right, we're getting close to Snipe Land here. $14 and $22.50. 30 seconds. 14 and $22.50. It's weird, though. Oh, we went $14.50. All right, now we're in real Snipe Land. $14.50 and $22.50. $15.50. We got a little snipe there of $1. $15.50 and $22.50. $15.50 and $22.50. Oh, 37. There we go. That's what we needed to see with the Gunboat. 37 and we're getting more. 1737, 1740, and 1750 is the ending. Hey, that wasn't so bad, no, was it?
The shots came from the rooftop. A sniper. A good one.
Yes, I'd say that's a good one. We'll take that. Excuse me. Oh, I had this written weird. Huh. That was it. That's all we have for the day. I guess the show's over. Kind of abrupt, But yeah, I had this written down incorrectly apparently. Wonder where I screwed up. Well, there you go, folks. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. And I really enjoy sitting with me and watching and going through the crap. So hang in there and have a great day. See you next week.